Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be talking about my the Valentine's buildings ranked. Of course, I said I was going to do this, so we're going to do it. We're going to be ranking the Valentine's buildings from best to worst, or worst to best. Yeah, I gotta say this is really hard to do because there's some buildings I really like, but then there's others which I don't particularly like that much, but were good buildings still. And to be honest with you, all the buildings on this list I do like. They're buildings I think they all have their positives, and I think they all are pretty good. But I had to list them, so I'll go for the worst, and we'll may as well start. So the worst, and a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me, but I put Coconut Babalu. I'm not really a fan of the building. I don't know why. I mean, I still think it's a good building. I just think, for one reason or another, I just think it's a bit. It just, for me, it looks a tiny bit squished. And saying that, it feels a bit funny how I'm saying that, because my number one is, you could argue, is a bit squished as well. But no, I don't know. For some reason I just don't like it compared to the others. It really comes down to the fact that just comparing it to all the other buildings, for some reason or another, I just think it doesn't look as good. I find it hard to decorate this one. This one was kind of, I don't know why, I just felt like it was hard to decorate. I know it's from the episode and stuff, and it was kind of a vital building to have, and it was kind of the building we needed to start the event off. But unfortunately I had to put it there. I hate to, but that's what I'm doing. Next up is the Chocolate Chapel. Again, I think this one's kind of cool. It's coolish to have. I just think, again, it's a bit hard to fit into the town because obviously it's made of chocolate. It doesn't really make much sense, you know, it being there. It should be melting. But no, it is a cool building as well. But I just feel like, again, comparing it to the others, I just have to put it here. Well, it's a terrible building, but you know. What can I do? The next one is The Crazy Currot. Now, despite the character it comes with, I think the building is kind of cool-ish. Now, I do like it in some sense, but because you can use the fences, there's the iron fences, to actually decorate it pretty well. So it's an easy building to decorate. At least I found anyway. However, just in terms of how relative it is, it's not really relative to Valentine's Day all that much. Yeah. But I still really like the build. I still don't think it's a terrible building. I just think comparing it to the other ones, the ones above it, it just has to go here. And it's a bad excuse, but I can't. It's so hard. Buildings is like the hardest one to do. It really is. Anyway, next up, the Shishi Lounge is the next one. So the Shishi Lounge, I'm just going to talk about this. Now, although it was cool, and I'm glad we had it. Valentine's Day isn't just for straight people, I guess. You can have it's for gay for gay people as well, I guess, and lesbian. Gay is the same thing. No, but of course this is a lesbian bar. And to be honest with you, it was a bit random. They gave it to us, I guess. In a way, you could argue that. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's relative. It makes sense to add it in. Of course, it is. Well, I guess you could find love here. So, it's love. It's it's related to love anyway. Although I presume it'll be a bit more lust than love, but whatever. But I just feel like, again, although it is cool, I just think, again, the buildings above it, for me, just are better and easier to fit. I mean, you could make the case that it's a bit, I don't know, a bit inappropriate, but hey, if you have straight bars, why can't you have a lesbian bar? Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna get off that topic. Anyway, next up is Howard's Flowers. So I like Howard's Flowers. I don't know why. We got it in 2013, and I was really happy with it. It was a building that I obviously had to work to get. So maybe that was why I like it so much. And I just think it is a really cool building. Of course, the only downside is it didn't actually add a Howard, which I would have liked if it actually added Howard himself, because it would have been an extra character on Shauna, and we could have got something. Of course, it's quite it's quite there is a good reason why it's added on Valentine's Day. Obviously, well, you buy flowers for your Valentine's date, don't you? You buy flowers for your date. So it makes perfect sense to me. But I did really like it. I think it was really cool, and I'm glad they added it. Yeah, brilliant building. Next up is the Mother Loving Sugar Co. Now, a lot of people don't like this building. I just think it's a cool looking building. It's quite unique, and I just think for some reason or another, I'm not so sure why, I just love the look of it, and I love to just place it. I don't know, I just like it. It's just, the uniqueness of it for some reason, for me, just makes me love the building so much. Really weird. I actually don't really understand exactly why I like it. You know, the stuff with the truck and stuff, I don't know, I just think it looks pretty cool. I'm not a fan of the character it came with, but we're not judging it on its character, I guess. We're judging it on the thing. Of course, it is quite expensive, because you have to buy Diabetes with it, which isn't amazing, but she's not an amazing character, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I thought it was a pretty good building. Next up is Up Buffet. Now, I like this. I mean, I love this one. I love ones that look a bit... Well, it's a unique building. It's another unique building, let's be honest. It's another very unique building, because, of course, it's a plane. And recently how they've added the airport, it kind of makes it so you could throw that in there and make it and add it as like a... I'm trying to decorate it with the airport. It's like maybe like an airport restaurant or something. So we're getting to our top buildings now. I just think Up Buffet, it is a good building. I just feel comparing it to the others, again, I hate this reason, but I just feel like the others are a bit better. So there you go. Right. So next up is Madame Chow's. Now Madame Chow, I think it's a really cool building. It makes sense to add it in Valentine's Day. Obviously with Homer and Mindy, and it was kind of where they went for a date. And I just think it really makes sense. It makes sense to add it. I do love the building. I think it is a Shelbyville building, or is it Shelbyville or Capital City? I mean, no, it's Capital City. I think it is. So it is actually out of Springfield. So you know, it's a potential one that you can add back if they do to do with like some sort of Shelbyville event, which would be or Capital City event even, which would be pretty cool. The building itself is obviously kind of like I don't know, is it Chinese themed? I can't even tell. I didn't really remember the episode very well. Yeah, no, I think it's like Chinese themed or something like that. But anyway, it's a cool building. It's a cool restaurant. It's you know, the how it involves it in the tasks and stuff is pretty cool. And I think overall, my vocabulary doesn't come anywhere better than cool, so there's not really much more to say about it. I know that there was one video where someone said I said cool like 70 times or 27 times. I'm so sorry. I just I don't know. It's the only thing I can really say. Next up is number 3. Number 3 is Phineas Q Butterfats. So I don't know why I love this, and it's not even that. It's not even that related to Valentine's Day. I guess it can be because, you know, everyone loves a bit of ice cream, so it does make sense to a degree. But it isn't like it's really centered around a Valentine's Day episode or anything. It was just one they sort of thrown in there in 2013 as a prize, and I think it is a good prize, and I like the prize. I think it is really, really cool. Now, the only problem I have with it is there is another version of the restaurant where it has a big ice cream cone on the top. I would like if they would have added that one personally, or maybe like a skin. That would be kind of cool, or maybe just a completely different restaurant. I wouldn't mind 2 Phineas and Q Butterfats if one was completely different. I'd like to see that, but apart from that, I think this building is really, really cool. Again, it's obviously it's an ice cream parlor that sells ice cream, and I just think it was a cool. It was a prize I got in 2013, and I was very happy with it, and it was rather ace. We're going to use ace now. So yeah, now we're getting to our top 2. So number 2 is the Tunnel of Love. So the Tunnel of Love, I just think it's another ace building, and the reason I think it's so ace is because well, it's Krusty Land. It re-added something into Krusty Land. Now, this was after Krusty Land had been sort of dead for a bit, and they kind of put the hype up a little bit and added they added the Tunnel of Love, and with it they added all the Valentine's Day stuff, so you could actually add all the fountains and shit like that you can throw into Krusty Land, and you can make it look really, really cool. And I think it was really, really ace. God's sake, I can't do it, guys. You're gonna have to put up with the cool. No, but I just think it is really, really ace, and I'm glad they did it. It's cool to design, and maybe the only reason it is because it's a Krusty Land building. Maybe that's the only reason I'm putting it as number 2. Well, it is the only reason. Let's be honest. The building itself, It's coolish. It's a bit awkward to make a fence and stuff on it because it has those little steps and you can't really... It's hard to design. I found it a little bit hard to design in Krusty Land. If you want to see what my design was, I'm pretty sure they had a Krusty Land tour and you can see my design there. It's not changed. And I just, you know, it is cool. It is ace. It is amazing building, and I do like it. You know, with the pink stuff, the pink water and stuff. That's another thing. I wish they changed the pink, made the rivers pink on Valentine's Day. I don't know why. I just think that would be kind of cool. Whatever. I'm just going off on one now. Anyway, number one. Can we have that drum roll? Right, it's Sir Potts-a-Lots. Of course it's Sir Potts-a-Lots. Now, I couldn't put the Tunnel of Love above this, and I couldn't put any other building above this, because I love this building so much. I don't know why. Now, it is very relevant to Valentine's Day, of course, where Homer and Marge, of course, run naked through there when they're, I don't know, when they're on a date or something. Oh, obviously they were having sex in the windmill, I think. But... and of course, they're running around naked in there, so it's a very kind of gag. You know, it's a building they needed to add, and it's funny. Of course, it also has it's like a 2-in-1 building because you're getting the Valentine's Day stuff, but you're also getting the stuff with Rod and Todd and Bart with the whole mini golf tournament. How they were battling it out together, and they basically added this in Valentine's Day originally. It was a really cool building we got. Where it was like the final prize. I actually missed it, and I was so annoyed that I missed it. But then they added it into a level, and I was like, oh wow, they're adding it into a level, and it gave us Rod and Todd. And so it was a building that they re-added, and it was originally a Valentine's Day building, so it's a Valentine's Day building. It's not. You could say it's a level building as well, but I count it as a Valentine's Day. I count it both really, but. It was really cool, and overall, I maybe because of the whole Rod and Todd thing, I wouldn't have made it. Now, wouldn't have made it this high and put it as number one. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't, but for me, it's a really cool building. It's really cool to decorate with the bushes. It's so easy to decorate. It's one you can sort of play around with. You can do multiple things with it. The only one tiny criticism I have about it is I think it is a tiny bit small. I feel like it is a tiny bit bunched up. They could have made it a tiny bit bigger, but apart from that, I think it is close to perfect. Excuse me. So yeah, that's my list. That's all the ones I have. That's it from the ranked. So tell me your ranked, or at least tell me your top 3 or your top 5, or just do a whole rank list if you want. I do like to read them. If I don't reply to comments, it's mainly because I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy and I can't be bothered. I do appreciate all comments though. I do. I'll try and respond to my latest ones. I'm just terrible. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.